Welcome to another episode of The Bastard Sermon. I'm one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker.
Luke Young.
Motherfucker, what's your name? And that's
Lloyd Johnson.
Back from his Syracuse camping trip. How was your...
Berryville.
Maryville? Is it close to Syracuse?
Not at all.
Not even sort of?
No.
Why do I have Syracuse in my mind?
No idea.
You said it last week, too.
Yeah, and he didn't correct me last week.
I did. You said upstate, and I said, no, it's right on the Pennsylvania border. It's about as south as you can get.
Everything that's not New York City's upstate.
It's
All right.
south of New York City. All right.
Yeah, fair enough. Our guest this week has appeared in over 473 pornographic films, and he died of AIDS in 1988. He was a part of the Wonderland murders. Please give it up for John Holmes.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you left out that I got AIDS and then found out I got AIDS and then went to South America to still make porn and didn't tell them that I had AIDS.
Wait, did John Holmes really fucking do that?
Yeah. He was
Holy
a piece of shit. He was a piece of shit.
What an animal. It was all for just to fuel his cocaine addiction, right?
Oh, dude, he was gacked up till
Hold
Sunday.
the fucking phone.
Not only
You guys
that,
are
but just
talking
his
about
vanity.
a real person named John Holmes.
You don't know
that
about
did this?
John
You don't
Holmes?
know about the porn star with supposedly the biggest dick in the ever?
I looked at pictures of his dick today because I was like, John Holmes' dick to see what it looked like, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
It's
I could
too
have just
much.
sent you pictures.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, I'll show you some.
I need to learn about this man.
Okay.
Time Suck did an episode. Dan Cummins, he did an episode. And you can tell by the end, he's like biting his fucking lip how much he disliked John Holmes by the end of it. He was like, just
Speaking of,
fucking
Dan Cummins
ass.
is coming to town soon.
Oh,
You
is he?
never saw
Funny
fucking...
bone, yeah.
You never saw Boogie Nights, though?
Don't think so.
With Marky Mark when he was still Marky.
Holy
He was
shit.
just barely not Marky Mark
That's-
when he was
that's-
in fucking Boogie Nights. Mark Wahlberg plays John Holmes. Watch
Yeah.
Boogie Nights right now. As soon as you leave this
Yeah.
podcast and go home, watch Boogie Nights. It's fan-fucking-tastic. It's such a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll love it. It's
I just
on
watched it like a
Netflix.
week ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's the best. I love that movie.
Yeah, John Holmes that we have here isn't the big dick dead porn star, though. This is, if you want to check out John Holmes, he's a Cincinnati-based comedian. He's always up at Chameleon. That's Chameleon over on Hamilton Avenue and Northside. You do the Thursday night mics, is that right?
Yes, I run the open mic there. People who own it and shit hit me up a long time ago during COVID, quarantine, and they were like, if we ever come out of this alive, do you want to host an open mic? And I was like, yeah, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
And then 13 months later, I got to do that.
It's
John's my sweet little baby boy of comedy. I'm not kidding. Every time I show up somewhere where he's at, I light up. I'm like, I fucking love this fucking guy. he's got that perfect laugh too.
Oh yeah, you want me to do it right now, like a monkey?
Well, no, you just did it. Anyway. No, it's you'll be sitting in the I'll get there a little bit late and the room will be dark and all of a sudden I'll hear that and I'm like, yes.
fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, my laugh's been heard on multiple podcasts and album recordings.
Yep.
Have you recorded an album?
I have not, but my laugh's been on a couple.
Which ones? Where can we find you? Louis Katz album? Or fucking...
Let's see. I know I was on a couple Ryan Singer albums. I was on Jeff Tate's, a couple of Jeff Tate's.
Luke just saw Jeff Tate crush up at the...
He
what was that?
murdered
Funny
it
Bone?
Where
at
was
the
this?
Funny
At-
Bone Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Is he
Oh
featuring or is he
my
opening?
God, he was opening.
Oh my gosh.
It was Jeff Tate, Chase O'Donnell, Christina Pajitsky.
Oh, that's a hell of a lineup.
That's a fantastic
It was. Jeff owned it. It was kind of amazing because as soon as he got on stage, there were still people talking and making orders, and one bitch was being overly loud, and then in just minutes it was silence.
Yeah,
he had
dude,
everybody's
he
attention.
knows what he's doing.
It was so good. It was so Chase O'Donnell though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was
him.
expecting great things from her because I really I've heard her stand up before. I like it.
Yeah.
And I like her on radio and podcasts, but dude, it was not that great live. And she did a song at the end too with the guitar,
Yeah.
and I was like, hold on.
It's not.
Hold
I
the
can't hate
phone.
on that.
No, it's it just doesn't seem to fit the rest of what she does. I guess
Yeah.
it's more. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
that she's.
Oh, okay.
It
Yeah,
doesn't-
it was out of her wheelbox from
okay.
everything else I had
Wheelbox?
seen her do.
Wheelhouse?
Wheelhouse.
Is that what you're looking for?
Sorry.
What
But
is
then-
a house but just a big box?
I mean, he's right. So fuck you, Lloyd.
You don't you don't have to pay property taxes on a box.
Well, see, this is an argument to be made in the Supreme Court. Okay.
Yeah.
It's already been had.
Oh.
All right.
Do I have to?
Well, anyways,
I
Christina.
like how
then
nobody
ruled-
challenges Lloyd. Lloyd could say anything. Yeah, that must be the case.
He's on crutches.
Fuck you,
We
Lloyd.
can-
Lloyd just made that up. I don't believe him for a second. Look that up
We
right
can
now.
all-
No,
we
they
could all
tried to see
take
whether or
them.
not they could charge people taxes for staying on public land.
All right, now he's so intimidating. I don't want to. Never mind, Lloyd. I believe you. I don't want to get kicked out of my own podcast. Right now. That would fucking suck. I love that John's all in on the communism shit. You've got,
Oh yeah, dog.
He doesn't
And shoes.
He's got shoes with the fucking hammer and sickle on. He's got a fucking hockey jersey like Kevin Smith that his wife had to sew back up because he's telling us it's too big for him. And he's got. I look over, his goddamn cup's got hammer and sickle. on it.
Yeah, I forgot I brought that in. Yeah, that's my coffee mug.
Yeah.
That my travel mug for work.
They need a new symbol because that symbol is like the swastika at this point, isn't it?
Well,
All the
I
shit they
mean,
did.
I think it's been taken and it's been just
I think it's kind of
put on
ironic.
shitty things all around the world, but I that's what originally got me into communism was that symbol because it's representing the workers of the land and the workers of the city coming together to
I think there's a little bit of irony of having it on a coffee cup, seeing that in most communist countries you can't get coffee anymore.
You
Is that
can't?
real?
Yeah, that was one of the first things to go.
Yeah, well, it's because of the embargoes
Yeah.
on all this shit.
Every time some country goes communist, like U.S. bullies with a certain couple of things,
Yeah.
they always go for like salt, coffee.
Dang.
So it's like a common thing that communist countries are always trying to buy coffee from somewhere else. It was a little more meta of a joke than it needed to be.
That's all right. I'll let you sit in it.
That's. I'm barely alive today, so I just came back from camping for 3 days where I think I drank almost a handle of Sailor Jerry a day.
Real a day?
Yeah, and
Damn.
then
How long were you there? 2 days?
3, yeah. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we left yesterday morning and drove fucking 12 and a half hours.
Can you sleep in a car? Is that possible? Well,
No.
you drink a handle a day.
No, I can't sleep in a car at all.
I can't either, dude. As soon as
I
I
also-
start to fall asleep, it just like jars me awake, and I start having fucked up dreams and shit.
I also drove the entire way, so.
You drove the whole
damn.
fucking time?
Yep.
Ah, Jesus.
That's
And
about
you just got
what,
back
8
today?
hours?
Yeah, actually, technically, I guess it was today. It was like 12:40 something this morning.
God damn.
Damn.
What's the backlash been on your leg?
Not great.
Yeah.
I got out of bed about 40 seconds before Luke got here because I looked at my phone and it was 4:30, and then I blinked and it was 6:45.
It was like coming into Lloyd's house was like catching an animal doing like outside of its element, and it hears a noise made. It was like he looked up real quick, eyes wide, like thank God it's Luke.
Yeah, I don't expect to be at my. Oh, that's not trash.
All right. Well,
Sorry.
my booger's right here.
Yeah, it was a long weekend.
You gonna be all right, man?
Yeah,
You sound
yeah.
like you're gonna pass out mid podcast.
No, I got back here and my fucking sinuses went into
Yeah.
Ohio Valley fucking overdrive.
Oh my God,
I was like
they're
standing
worse.
by the fucking Delaware River with like the fucking cool breeze, like it was hot as shit, but like the fucking river breeze coming across. And I'm like, I can breathe. We get back in Ohio, get out to get
Dude.
fucking gas, and I'm like,
Yeah.
What'd you guys do out there? Lots of LARPing? Just dressing up like wizards and fairies and stuff like that?
fuck guys with spikes on their vest.
Man.
That joke only works if I have the spike vest on.
Fuck guys in flat bill hats. You want me to keep going? Fuck guys in Slayer shirts that don't really like Slayer.
I love Slayer, sir. What are you talking about? Fuck you talking about? I got a Slayer tribute tattoo. What do you mean? It's half of my arm right now. What do you want from me?
No, everyone loves Slayer, but no one really likes Slayer.
All right. Okay. I don't know where you're going with that, but fair enough.
When was the last time you listened to Slayer?
Today,
I don't buy that for a second.
Christ Illusion. The whole album. That's how I start my morning. I turn that on.
It's
while
how I start my
Yeah.
morning.
Turn
He
that on.
knows the name of an album.
pull my penis out and as the
Name one song. So,
He's like, I pull my penis out and then I hit it with a wrench because it's the same as listening to Slayer now.
yeah, I like to flatten out the head of my penis with a wrench to the sound of Christ Illusion. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I mean, you can definitely make it rain in blood.
Okay.
Ba-dum. I'm gonna take a nap, yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. I've been rewatching Oz. You guys have HBO, right?
Yeah, I have HBO.
Have you guys watched Oz? Have you ever
Nope.
done that to yourself?
I've never. I didn't have HBO till like a year ago.
It's,
So
it's a show that
for the
started in the
first
late
time.
'90s,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's about prison. It's about
yeah, I
some-
know it. I know.
Right.
I know everything about HBO shows, but I've just never had been able to watch them.
So I watched this as a kid, like as
Oh,
a
damn.
small child, and I don't know. It was because I had a father that was a fucking idiot and thought
Yeah.
that like a 10-year-old should be watching stuff with like heroin abuse and rape and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I remember there were certain like images that were burned into my brain that I didn't remember what had happened in the show, but I remember things like the dude jerking off and just like talking to himself, and then they close a cell door, and that's just burned into my head. And then
Damn.
another dude getting a swastika like fucking pin burned into his asshole. Like by another dude, and then
Oh.
getting butt fucked by a Nazi, who's J.K. Simmons. Which
Oh my gosh.
you guys know J.K. Simmons, a fantastic
Not
actor.
personally.
Yeah.
Not personally, no. But so I rewatched it, and I was like, "Who the fuck lets a 10-year-old watch this?" And when I watched it, it was like the one time I specifically remember watching it was I was getting like horrifically sick, like throwing up everywhere in the back of my dad's work van, and he's like building a deck, but he won't take me home because he's got to finish building his deck. So he's like, here's what I'm going to do to soothe my son who's throwing up everywhere. Let me turn on the prison rape show on a portable DVD player in the back of this work van. And I'm just watching like a dude go through heroin withdrawals and beating his dick
Jesus.
wildly inside of his underwear. And
No, see,
fucking-
actually, I get the method behind the madness there. He's like, I'm gonna show this kid his life ain't that fucking bad. He just doesn't feel good in sitting in a van.
yeah, dude.
He
Yeah.
couldn't be getting piped out in a prison cell.
Yeah, I got to a point in the show where it's just where everything that happens is preposterous. Like the Irish guy falls in love with whatever the doctor is, the lady doctor. That's because he gets breast cancer and she's got breast cancer, so they fall in love. And the only way that they could be together is if he gets his retarded brother to go kill his husband. And it was like, hold on a second, what's happening? And then his brother's in there. He's like, all right, Cyril, I need you to do something. And he's like, something bad? He's like, yes, Cyril, something bad. And he's like, you told me not to do nothing bad. And he's like, no, I need you to do this one, Cyril. And he's like, oh, just whispering into his ear. The next scene is him garroting a guy in the fucking car with a smile on his face. And I was
Jesus.
like, what the fuck is going on? So now his brother's in prison with him. And he was like, well, my brother's here, so I got to take care of my fucking idiot brother. So it's like, he's like, okay, so I'm going to admit that I did that. He gets 40 extra years on his sentence. And then fast forward to him and his brother are now running a boxing league somehow inside of the fucking
Yeah, why not?
experimental prison or whatever. And it gets to a point where he punches another man to death, but he does that because he brings in his father. And his father is like a cartoon character of a racist Irishman, like a racist Irish worker or whatever the fuck. He's just like, what? This stooge is in the end of a boxing competition. He was just like, God, there's a bunch of fairies in Oz. I thought this was a man's prison and shit like that. It's just all this like fucking absurd shit, and it gets them all hyped up. So the guy that's mentally challenged and fucking half the body weight of the other guy that he's fighting kills the other man in the ring. And he's like, did I hurt him? Ryan, did I hurt him? And he was like, yeah, Cyril, did I make him like me? Because you find out that the reason he's like that is he gets hit over the head with a church podium because his brother's getting head at a funeral from a mob boss's. Like, it's an absurd show. It was so good for the first 2 seasons, and it just goes to absurdity.
Yeah.
He was
That's
like
what you're
completely
saying.
normal, and then he gets hit with a fucking the podium that they read the Bible on in the middle of a funeral because he's trying to defend his brother who's getting head from like a dead guy's girl or something. It's fucking insanity.
So what you're saying is not drinking's going well.
Yeah, it's going fucking great. I'm
You
watching.
just gave us a whole episode of us.
I gave you like 6 seasons right there. It's
Damn.
This show
a
sounds
nutshell.
horrific.
It's good.
It's pretty gnarly. I watched like bits and pieces after one of my shoulder surgeries, so it was like I'd fall asleep, wake up, like it was just playing.
yeah.
It was back when I lived in fucking Xenia, and there wasn't shit. I had shoulder surgery, so I just like turned it on, and like it was just playing, but I would just be in and out all day in that fucking chair. So I have like a third of Oz in my brain, and the rest of it is whatever sunk in while I was sleeping.
You didn't go back and try to rewatch
No,
anything.
no.
You're like, fuck this show.
Now, everything that I watched like that, like during my back surgery and my shoulder surgery, I've left that way.
Just a blur
Yeah.
of fentanyl and fucking
I
6
don't-
episodes missing.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it just amuses me to like know like 1/3 of what's happening. Like The Wire, I'll be honest, like I missed a big chunk of The Wire when my back was all fucked up. I was watching it, and I would just in and out. So I'm like, I know like honestly with that I probably know like 1/6 of what happened.
everyone talked about what a great show The Wire was and what a good show Oz is and like The Sopranos and all this shit. And it was like they made these before they really knew how to make good television. Like it's got the base of good television to it, but there's so many fucking like plot holes in it and like shit that just doesn't make any goddamn sense as far as like character development. All those shows are just fucking bizarre at a certain point. Like The Wire's great, and then you get to season 5 and it's like, and it's a cartoon now. We're gonna set him up to be a serial killer. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Wasn't Bert in an episode of The Wire?
Bert Kreischer?
Yeah.
I never saw him.
I think that I could have swore they played the scene in one of the
Bert
podcasts, but
blackface.
No, it wasn't The Wire. It was some other like crime show or whatever. Where he's like a guy jerking off outside of a window.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not The Wire. That's like a Criminal
SVU or
Minds
some
or
shit.
yeah, some shit like that.
There's so many of them.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, but
I can tell you he wasn't in the 1/6 that I kind of remember.
Yeah, it's fucking bizarre. You mentioned me not drinking. I'm not, because I ruined my life not drinking, or ruined my life drinking. The last time that I drank was recorded, so it was the last podcast. But the time that I'm a sloppy Patreon mess was that was the end of my, well, it wasn't the end of the night. It was several bar fights and fucking the problems later. Then I was done drinking. I had to get it all out of my system. But, yeah, so sober now, and it fucking sucks dick.
So now I'm going to be the only drunken mess on the podcast.
Yeah, probably. But
I mean, I'll be a mess, but just all of it.
It'll be a mess, but like adorable.
Yeah.
An adorable mess.
that is how I live.
That
my
sounds like a
life.
311 song, and I don't know why.
Investigate.
I'm driving a car with ants in it, like an ant colony. Yeah, so I wrecked my car, which is one of the many reasons I decided to get sober was I destroyed my car drunkenly.
Right.
Luckily not into another car or a human being. It was just a guardrail, which is probably still illegal, but I don't know.
Definitely. If anyone who gave a shit, because I know some dickheads who would, if anyone got your plate number, they could have reported you.
Yeah, well, what cunt's gonna do that?
I had a friend who got reported.
Well, I got the
Oh,
car
shit.
home, but it was fucked. So now I can't drive it. So my mom gave me her beater truck that she just uses it to like put shit in for an estate sale. And I'm not saying it's got ants in it, like haha, 1 or 2 ants. I'm driving a beater. I mean, I opened the door and I looked down when I first got it. First thing that happened when I opened the door was the weather stripping fell right on my face, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So I put the black weather stripping back up.
Why gotta be black though?
I looked down. Well, I don't know. I don't. Where am I going to go with that joke? What do you want me to do? I opened it up and I
Flounder.
looked down, and underneath the floor mats is just a trail of fucking ants just coming down and wrapping around the back seat of the fucking thing. And I was
Damn.
like, "Cool. All right, this is what I get for destroying my car and my life with
Yep.
alcohol."
Who knew the whole time it only took ants?
Yeah, man.
Actually, what I deserve.
The whole mess that's been Cody this far could have been disrupted earlier on.
Just like
If we just knew ants.
started putting ants in places around his house and just gets mad as shit.
I'm
changes
ants
his
in my
life.
eyes, Johnson.
I just accepted it.
Dude, by far, one of the funniest but scariest sub characters to ever be introduced in any animated series is Ants My Eyes Johnson.
I introduced myself that way to a tour group at the zoo, and it did not go over well.
I have ants in my eyes.
I was like, ants in my eyes, Johnson. I put food in bins. I have ants in my eyes, and everybody's like,
They're like, this.
They're
all
just
looking-
like, oh, he's tripping at work. All right.
No, more like he's got the shirt on, but I'm not sure he works here.
Yeah. Who did he kill for that shirt?
Yeah, exactly.
I just show up every day, and they're all too afraid to tell me I have to leave.
Yeah.
Like, just let him do shit. I mean, he's doing a good job. He just says it.
Dude, did you ever hear about that dude that ran the scam at the zoo? I forget which zoo it is. The motherfucker came every day for like 15 years and set up a parking hut and just like charged everybody for parking. It was free parking, but every day $5 for parking, just fucking pocketed it. One day he just wasn't there. They were like, "Where the fuck's Jim, the parking lot attendant?" It was like, "Parking lot attendant? We don't. Their parking's for, like, what do you mean parking lot attendant?" And he was just like, he's been here every day for fucking 10 years.
Yeah, there was a dude who apparently did that in Boston at like one of the sports things. I don't know if it was basketball or what, but he apparently did that, and he was charging like a ridiculous amount of parks, like where it was a common complaint throughout like the city. And it wasn't until like the owner of the team or whatever, I guess they were like destroying the section to do construction that he normally parked in. So he went to park in the parking lot, and he's like, "We don't charge for fucking parking." And the guy had been there like no shit, like that had been basically his career since he was like 17. And like when you see the dude in handcuffs, he's just this like older black man with like gray hair, gray beard. Like, they just made an entire career. I mean, his whole fucking basically every dollar he'd ever made had been from charging people for parking.
No taxes, all fucking tax free.
Yeah, dude.
The only suck part is that he had to do that job for real though. Like he had to actually do that job, so that sucks.
I don't know. There would be that fun part of going to work. Like, fuck all of these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are going to a basketball game, spending $200 fucking dollars. No, come here. You can buy $9 bill, $9 beer, $17 for parking.
When I used to live on Old Coleraine, right across, not directly across the street, but pretty close to where I lived, there's Viniclet Winery, and they would do this wine festival like once or twice a year. It was a fucking hassle for anybody that lived on the street. Like, you basically couldn't leave your house for that day or two that it was going on.
Damn.
Because they would fill up their fucking parking lot, and there'd be no parking, and people would, in Old Coleraine is like an old ass fucking road, all windy and fucked up and backcountry and shit. So there's no like side parking. There's no side streets you're gonna park on. You have to park in somebody's driveway. So me and my brother are like, fuck it, let's hustle parking. So we'd have people come in there and be like, $50 for a spot, and they're like, $50, and I was like, go find anybody else that'll let you park in their lawn. I know he won't, she won't, they won't. So kick rocks, fuckface, and we ended up making like $150 in the 3 cars we let park in our driveway.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, go out there and fucking. My mom took it all because it's her fucking driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hustled it, and then the wine people were like, "Here's 6 bottles of wine and shit like that."
Oh wow.
She took 100% of the commish.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's her fucking house and drive. What are we gonna do?
What kind of what?
Should have unionized, brother.
Yeah, man.
For real.
dude.
She had no help in the making of the idea. She had no help in the parking and the scheming and the budgeting plans. There was no
plans.
It's all right. We stole so much money from her and sold so many of her DVDs for drugs. I feel like it was just us making.
Oh,
up for
true.
that.
I feel it.
No, you just made
Horrible
John.
children.
You just made
Yeah.
you just made John Holmes like hate your capitalist pig of a mother.
It's
God
redistribution.
How does that system work in communism? You get $150.
Let's check in all the profitable countries, eh?
Yeah, no, it's I mean, it's pretty bad. I mean, and in practice, it's always pretty bad.
Oh,
Cody's gonna run downstairs and pick up my food for me.
factual shit.
Oh yeah.
Cody, Gonski.
All right, so Cody's gone, so now we can make this podcast about our guest. So, John, so what kind of, we've been talking about shows and movies and whatnot. What do you like to watch? What are you into? What have you been watching?
Oh man, I think. Oh my gosh, what I've been watching. I have so many streaming services. I have all the streaming services.
Same.
I think I only don't have Showtime. Everything else I have.
Yeah.
I'll give you a login.
Thank you. I had Showtime and it was didn't seem to be good. Oh no, we can't get Apple TV. We don't
Oh
have
yeah,
Apple
fuck
TV.
no, you don't buy Apple
Yeah, I know,
shit.
but Ted Lasso everyone's making a big rave about it.
Which lot did you tell him to go to?
Front door,
I don't know the codes.
2413.
2413.
Yep.
I'll cut that out.
Cut that out.
No, he
I
won't.
don't give a shit.
He won't. But
Suzanne will stab you. you come move into this apartment building. I assure you, Suzanne will stab you.
Yeah.
Lady who owns all this, she owns bar down. She'll cut somebody.
good. You need someone like that.
Yeah, you do. With
But
your
what-
Kim Pass.
Yeah, I can't do anything right now. I mean, I can stand there and look like I'm gonna do something, but
Yeah, you could that's all you need to be. Just like look tough, and then you do.
and
So
yeah, that's what being about.
that's 90% of a bouncer's
Yeah.
work, right?
Yeah, I was a bouncer for years, and most of it's just like looking at somebody and going, nodding your head slightly, like with a shitty look on your face, like nope. And it works way more than you'd think. Like literally, we had like 2 of the Cleveland Browns when they played Cincinnati one time. They came to Metropolis when I was a bouncer there way back, and one of them like was clearly drinking way more than normal, and he was fucking sloppy and getting ridiculous. And me and this dude named BJ just look at him and just start nodding. And he came up and apologized to us. And, I mean, we still ended up having to throw them out later in the night. But this is like 11 o'clock, and the guy's like sloppy, fucked up,
Oh,
drunk.
yeah.
Yeah.
And me looking like I look, and then BJ looks like a 6'8" baby. Like he looks like a giant infant.
Yeah.
And we both just started nodding, dude. And he came up and he apologized and shit. And then he
proceeded to get even more.
Yeah, he got even more
blackout.
fucked up. And you could definitely tell they were going to the bathroom together a lot for two guys. So they were like real wide open eyeballs and fucking hammered drunk and being ridiculous. But yeah, it was, I was amazed. I'm like, you're a fucking super athlete that gets hit by other super athletes for a living, and you just bitched out on a nod. Like, this fucking galaxy vest is doing me some good. Sorry, you're what are you watching? Sorry.
Oh, well, that's right. No, I have every streaming service, but I need Netflix. Here's $1 million idea. I need Netflix or some streaming site to introduce a shuffle button.
They have one on Netflix right now.
They have one
Do
on
they?
Netflix.
Oh, fuck me. I've been saying this for years.
It's there now.
And it's now there? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it'll just play a thing for you.
But that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's what I've been needed for years. Because it's the choosing I hate.
Yeah.
It's always So I end up just watching like antenna TV, like free TV on just over the airwaves.
All right, so here's what you do, because I had the same thing. I started every time someone goes, hey, you ought to check this out, or if I see someone make a post like, hey, you ought to check this out, I text myself whatever it is they were talking about, and then when I can't figure out what to watch, I open up my text messages to myself and I go back and find it.
No, that's the opposite of what I want.
No, because then it's just like, instead of me having to choose.
But here's the thing. I do this. I just watch free TV because I don't have to choose, and that way I can just still zone out at my phone, right? Like, cause if I go to HBO and my wife's like, let's watch this, I'm like, all right, well, we got I feel like we have to watch it, you know? You have to pay attention, and so that's why I don't.
Now in communism, does everyone share your wife? Is it
Yes.
Communal wife?
I mean, I did.
We all
a few
did.
times.
All right, fair enough.
But he,
Really
I mean,
married?
Yeah.
yeah, he is. Actually, his wife's like one of the sweetest human beings I've ever met in my life,
Sorry,
Sarah.
John's wife.
Like, she's one of those people who I don't like when people just random like first meet you and hug you. But she's one of those people like when she walked up and hugged me, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? Like it didn't bother me at all. I was just like, yep, you get to hug me immediately.
Warmed your soul a little bit.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
And she puts up with John, which is
That's why she's a saint.
I mean, that gets her canonized in like 14 different religions.
Yeah, so I what have I been watching? I've watched The $6 Million Man. I watch.
What?
Yeah, dude. I just put on some shitty 70. I watched.
NYPD Blue.
Yeah, man. Starsky and
Greatest
Hutch.
American Hero.
Why not?
Quantum Leap.
I'll watch all that shit because I've seen it 1,000 times and
Quantum
I don't
Leap
care,
or
man.
Slide.
All right, here's what we're gonna do from now on.
Quantum Leap rules.
Just
by the
text
way.
me when you're about to when you're like looking for something to watch, and I'll tell you a thing, and then treat it like I do shows when I have surgery.
Okay.
You watch as much or as little as you want, and then we'll talk about it and see what parts you missed and what parts you got.
All right.
And then we constantly have like a fun
that's
text
true.
chain going back
That's
and forth
true.
of like, hey, what do you
You
want me
could
to
also
watch?
just text me anytime.
I could, but I don't know how to explain this correctly. I never think of like contacting another person when I'm bored.
Oh, really?
It never even dawns on me. Like someone will text me, I'm like, oh right, yeah. Like it's so far removed from my brain
Yeah.
because whatever 13 concussions later has
Yeah.
happened to my fucking stupid ass brain. I've gotten mad at myself for not thinking like, oh, I should have just text somebody to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
I've been there before.
Okay. Well, this is good information because I have your number. I can text you.
Yeah. And I always tell people like text whenever you want. They're like, I don't know. I didn't know if you'd be like mad if I just started randomly texting you. Every time Cody sends me more than 3 messages in like a 2-day period, he apologizes. He's like, I didn't want to be a bother. I'm just making sure. Like, I'm like, dude, no. Every time someone like contacts me, I'm like, oh yeah, right. This is. I don't know why to this day it still doesn't click. I don't just randomly like reach out to somebody.
Yeah.
Like sitting here with a fucking broken hip and shit. Like there's days on days I've sat here by my goddamn self.
Yeah, dude.
And it just doesn't click. Like, oh, if I just text somebody, they might be doing a thing I want to do, or they might want to come over and hang out with me.
Yeah.
I always assume that I'm being a cunt in our group chat because I'll write like fucking paragraphs just over and over again of shit like, oh yeah, you spelled the name wrong and fucking like this is what we're gonna do on this episode. Like this long fucking paragraphs that'd be like the thumbs up, and then Lloyd's like, I know how to one up his thumbs up, and he'll like hold the thumbs up.
Yeah,
longer.
so it gets big.
Big thumbs up. Oh, okay, cool. And then I'll get okay.
I didn't know it did that.
I only know it because a buddy at work did it, and I was like, man, fuck him. With his bigger thumb. Then I asked him, like, how do you do that? And he was like, you just hold on to it. It gets big.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you can do a medium-sized one.
Yeah, you can just. It's fun to one up each other.
Yeah. I mean, next will just be us sending sad, sober dick pics to each other at 2 p.m.
Sad and sober dick pics.
At 2 p.m.
It's not like it's a better dick when I'm drunk, because it's like, I don't care that.
Yeah, you're just not as sad about it.
Depends on what part of the night you catch me in.
Yeah, definitely.
John, you ever ruin your life with drugs and alcohol?
Oh,
Any,
yeah.
fun
Too many
stories?
times.
Yeah, you ever any felonies? You ever kill a
No. Never killed a man.
He did
No
fist fight a
felonies.
raccoon once.
But I did. I mean, like, I've devastated my life through drinking and drugs, but I keep coming back to it because it's the only thing I know.
All right.
You know, if you're comfortable and happy, I'm there with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I thought I was, and then it was like, oh yeah, I'm burning lots of bridges here. Whoops.
Ooh.
No,
No.
Yeah.
I
don't think John's quite like me, but like you're like, oh, I'm burning bridges, I need to stop. I'm like, I'm gonna dance on that bridge till it fucking falls, and then we'll keep walking down the river. There'll be another bridge. I mean, there is until there isn't, and I'm aware of that. But I also fully expect to die like sad and alone. Like I always have. I'm just always assumed that's where it's gonna go. It's like me just sitting in a house somewhere mad, like everything hurts.
Everything hurts, man.
Well, at least you'll have a shitty podcast nobody listens to.
Yeah.
While you're dying, sad and alone.
Well, apparently some of the people from New York are gonna listen to this, so I need to try and step it up at some point. Not today. Today's not
today.
Gonna be a sharp day for me.
Yeah, that's all right.
Maybe next week, gang.
I'm like under the weather and like trying to adjust to fucking raw dogging life for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm making a bad impression right now. But
See,
fuck it, who
you're
cares?
trying to rebuild your life. He's trying to come back to life from New York and his injury. I'm doing new stuff.
He's like,
man.
I climb rocks now.
I climb rocks now,
I
dude.
tried meth the other day.
Don't tempt me.
I made one of my rock climbing friends real mad at me. I was like, dude, you live on Earth. It's the biggest rock there is. You've already won.
You did it.
Why are you climbing anymore? He's like, I enjoy it. I'm like, because you're dumb. Like,
And everybody that climbs rocks, it
Dude.
ends horrifically. You're either in a wheelchair and waiting for an arm transplant, or you're dead. Like there's the two options.
So
why are you climbing rocks, Luke?
Because I want new hobbies, and it seems cool.
There's so many more fucking hobbies to start with before climbing rocks.
no, it's nice and safe now.
It's a lot of fun, yeah. And I definitely got a really good full body workout from it. And I definitely realized it after going again 2 days after my first time. But I went Friday.
The fit and skinny guy telling the three of us
Yeah,
with our
that's what I
guts,
was-
like, oh, we got a full body workout out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my fucking gut is spilling over my jeans right now, and like the button.
Meanwhile,
on the
I
inside of the
can
jeans,
grate cheese on mine, so no.
Yeah. do some laundry on them wash.
I say
I
that
got
out of
fucking
like
cum
habit,
gutters.
but I have way less of a gut right now. And I should be like, all right, I did a good job of.
Instead of fucking,
No, I'm so fat.
yeah, dude. Instead of fucking alcohol and cocaine, it's like fucking blackberry chip ice cream and cookie
I see
dough.
ribs.
Jesus.
God, I hate you. Yeah, and he's sitting down too. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, right?
position where it should just be terrible, and it's like I almost got a boner looking at that.
I know.
Jesus
Almost.
Christ.
Like
All right.
Dude, I honestly have had so much disdain for it until my girlfriend says something about it. Then I have such a big head about it, yeah.
Yeah, wait until your girlfriend's sister's saying something about it. Then you've really accomplished something.
She doesn't have one. She has
Alright,
3
well.
bros.
Oh, hell
Wait
yeah.
till one of them says
Wait till-
something.
Dude, it was a lot of fun. I went Friday, and I went like an hour and a half before they closed. It was just by myself. But there's like 2 other people in the climbing gym aside from me. One of them was with a friend, and I guess he's doing it like competitively or something, because he's like at this one wall that lights up to like show you a lit up course, and it's only like finger finger locks, so like
my
the
gosh.
the spots are really small, and he's holding on with two hands, and he's like pulling himself up and spinning, and then grabbing the wall again, and then falling. He's like, man, I just can't get that move, and I'm like, there's moves in rock climbing. I understand there's moves in skateboarding and
Here's the
whatnot,
thing.
but there's moves in rock climbing.
I gave him a friend of mine's number to like go, like so you could have somebody to go with that like knows. And I was like, oh, did you?
never call that?
I never hit her up.
I asked him earlier. I was like, oh, did you call Allison before you went up there? And he was like, no, I went by myself. And then just like this weird like
Just
dead face for like 4 seconds, and I'm like, I'm not. It's okay. I mean, I just
Yeah,
was
what if she's hot? Then your girlfriend's gonna get.
She
jealous.
is, but
Yeah, see, I think he saved himself a hassle. Saved himself an argument.
she is, but
Would you have gotten into a wild argument with your girlfriend if you went with some random hot stranger?
If she legit got mad at me over fear of me cheating, yeah, I'd get in an argument. Like, are you fucking stupid?
No, hold on.
No. Would she get mad at you?
Yeah, you misread this all the entire.
Would she get mad at you?
Yeah, she would get mad at me. She would get mad as fuck.
Yeah,
For sure.
Wait, you would
reeks
play
of
the
a
offensive?
Tinder date.
she hasn't figured out that she's the weird one that likes skinny gingers.
I know she's weird. I know she's weird.
No, I
what kind
said
of fucking
she hasn't
confidence
figured it out.
Oh.
You know what kind of fucking confidence you have for that to be a Tinder date? To just be like, yeah, we're gonna go rock climbing.
Man,
Dude, I would for sure never mess with like
I'd be like, what?
like all the people on. I tried dating apps for a very, very short period of time. At one point, I was like, okay, this is not gonna go because, like, you guys have said things to me. I'm not. I can't not throw the joke back.
Yeah.
And it doesn't land via text almost ever. So I just have like a string of like 5 message conversations. Like with matches, it's like, oh, this, and I'm like, I say something fucking horrific, and they're like, all right, cool, peace, and I'm like, yep. But no, if they were like, like everyone on there was like, oh, I like hiking and this and that, and one girl was like, oh, I was gonna go hiking up in Yellow Springs and blah blah. I was like, well, I'll sit at the coffee shop while you hike, but I'm not doing that. And she's like, well, what's wrong with hiking? And I was like, I mean, I'm just not gonna.
I've
period.
never once used a dating app. Like, I just can't imagine how it would go. Like, how do you set up a first date with somebody you've never met? Like, want to come watch me drink 16 beers and fight a guy? Like, it's not gonna.
No, you just go from tattoo shop to tattoo shop.
yeah, dude.
I love hearing Cody try to like navigate how dating works when he doesn't date. He just brings the girl along to whatever he's doing.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to the movies. You want to come?
Right, like I'm going to the bar
It's not a
tonight.
date.
You want to come?
I'm going either way. I don't know what you're doing, but you're welcome to tag along. I don't.
Tag along.
I
Yeah.
do a podcast. You want to come do that? You fucked me once. So.
Tell me you're a narcissist
Basically one
without
of the
telling me you're a narcissist.
Right.
I'm also eating on the podcast because I don't respect anyone that listens to this stupid.
If
Fucking,
anyone who's listening to this
But if
stupid
you want-
fucking podcast knows you
Yeah,
eat
it's
on
your
the
fault.
on the mic.
yeah, but
You ate on the mic at the studio. You ate on the mic at the old studio in the attic.
And if you want more respect, and you don't want to hear me eating into the microphone, give me $5 and you can listen to Patreon. And I promise I won't eat on that one.
Because it'll probably be all gone by then.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, otherwise I'll be eating on the Patreon also.
Jesus fuck.
Because I don't fuck 'em. I don't care. What's gonna happen? We're gonna lose fucking all 60 of our listeners. I don't give a shit. Anyways, yeah, John, comedy. Woo!
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Comedy's wild.
So we had Schubert on, and I actually liked one of the things Schubert did. Give me your top 5 comics.
Oh, okay. I was very confused. I was
gonna say
top 5
inches.
jokes.
I was gonna say inches, no, just comics.
Top 5 inches. Well, you're gonna have to deduct a couple.
His penis is
Just
small.
give it to me twice.
It's good. Top 5 comics. I mean,
It's a fucking hard question because
yeah,
you forget.
yeah.
You're immediately gonna forget like 3 people that you probably would put on the list.
probably like fame. I mean, it goes. So I can't just answer it blindly because you have to understand there's so many different. It's like comics I know, famous comics, comics that helped influence me, comics that
See, this is what
that
I
are
what,
road comics.
What's your top 5 local guys? Let's start with that.
Local guys?
Yeah, really piss off everyone else that is on
Yeah,
this list.
there we go. Phil
Really fuck
Pointer.
yourself up.
I love Phil Pointer. Local. Well, I guess we're
Tri-state.
you address the elephant in the room
Tri-state.
and say Blake.
Blake's definitely Blake Ran.
Blake is great. Rand's amazing.
I've often said I've said this to both these guys. I've said I want to be the guy who writes like Blake but performs like Rand. Do you understand that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
absolutely 100. If you listen back to some of the other ones when I've talked, like Blake's the guy who will hate every set he ever did.
Yeah.
But write the best shit you've ever heard. Rand's the guy who will perform the fuck out of a halfway decent joke.
Yeah, exactly.
and make it the best joke of the fucking night.
I know, right? But like Blake but Blake he'll hate his set even though he fucking murders every time.
Yeah,
But he'll still be like, I forgot that shit, and it's like that's the same way I am, honestly. Just even if I have a good set, people are. I'm just like, fuck, I forgot that joke. I forgot that tag.
Wait, you mean comedians are fucked in the head?
Yeah.
No,
way.
and John's
So
not
excited
kidding at
for
all.
that,
I
bitch.
remember watching him do a set at a fucking open mic. I think it was like Max down in Covington or something.
Oh, yeah.
And fucking everyone in the room is dying laughing. Like he probably had the best set of the fucking night out of the group of people that were there. First thing he says when he walks up, he just like taps me on the arm. He's like, can't believe I fucking, because we were talking about what jokes he was going to do before.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't fucking believe I forgot to start with the one. And I'm like, did you not just see everyone here lose their goddamn minds? He's like, I mean, it went okay, but I'm like, no, it fucking went really fucking good, man. Like,
I don't like saying like there are some comics who are just like, yo, I crush every time. I turn coal into diamonds.
Oh, those guys are awesome. They're real fun to hang out
Yeah.
with.
So
I get around them all the
I
time.
rarely. If my wife, I could have a great set. I'll come home and my wife will like be like, how'd you go? I'll be the most I said was like, I did well.
no, there's a comic, if you're curious, I'll tell you after, who's local, that one time I watched him get off stage.
Chris Seamer.
And the other person was walking up, and he went, follow that. And I'm sitting there like,
Oh, that sounds like me. Oh, if it's a
No.
friend, I'll say that.
no, it was not meant like in that.
Oh yeah.
Wait, does their name rhyme with Andrew Rudick?
Yeah.
No. If Rudick ever said
Oh my
anything
God, I
that
would-
confrontational,
I
like,
know, right?
we'd be like, dude, are you cool? Like, the spaghetti man has turned al dente on us. No, but it's this kid. He's a comic. I'll say that. But I watched him come off.
Have we had him on the show?
No, I don't think so, and we won't if I'm here.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But he's he came off and he just looked at like someone who's a million times better than him. He's like, follow that, and I'm like, there was like 3 people laughing, and it's the 3 you brought with you.
And one of them is your mom, so. Can I have that blue cheese over there? Is that in there?
I don't know.
Can I dig through that? Can I rifle through a bag on a podcast? Is
Yeah,
it
you should
me
do that.
Eating isn't obnoxious enough.
That was the fattest thing Cody's ever said on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm not drinking, so now you're gonna hear me fucking eating, and so it'll just be a sloppy, fat fucking.
It'll turn from a beer belly to a cake belly.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a different kind of.
But I should have watched him like when he walked
You know, that's
off.
something that a lot of alcoholics do
That's
in
funny you
AA.
said
You
That
said do.
they'll
These
replace
are wings.
they'll replace things with
Super
either
cocky,
more
super
smokes,
confident.
but like sweets
yeah.
too.
Nope, these are yours. This is yours. These are wings.
I'm glad we got to hear
Blue cheese
plastic
and
bag
the
rustling.
wings.
Yeah, man.
No problem.
Hey man, every podcast needs that.
A nice
Yeah, it's-
rustling plastic bag and chomping into the microphone.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, it's better than me being blackout drunk by the second half. So, what
No, it's not.
do you guys want?
Audibly, no, it's not.
That's all right.
As soon as you said that, I got like you ever seen that Lonely Island Michael Bolton song?
Yes,
No.
yes.
Where he switches from one song to the next, and all of a sudden Andy Samberg's like, not better.
Yeah.
That's what clicked through my head when you're like, no, it's better than me. No, not better.
All right. Well, now I'm turning up the audio on that part. I'm gonna isolate it. I'm gonna lengthen it.
Turn it
Double-
into a song.
Yeah, dude. That's gonna be
Every
it.
message, every
do a dub,
every
dub
message
stick.
after this podcast is like, someone make Cody drink again.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it to a point where I'm so terrible and sober that you guys force me to start drinking and doing drugs again.
Well, no, like I told Cody we'll have my friend Daniel Ritchie on. Daniel was a fighter who, normal path of pain pills all the way down that.
Heroin.
Like I remember cutting weight with him one time before a fight, and I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, "Are you gonna die, bro?" Like,
Was he fucked?
he
Was it over for him?
didn't look great. And he's like, my hand's got this thing, and I have to have a surgery. And I'm like,
Goddamn.
all right, man,
Fuck.
you look a little rough right now. Like, you want to cut weight? Have you been drinking your distilled water? Have you this? And he's like, yeah, I was yesterday. And I'm like,
Jesus. Was he fighting all fucked up too? Like,
no. I think this is like right at the end of when he was
Oh yeah.
kind of going. And I just felt like, I don't know. Now he's turned it around. He's got a fucking like kids and fucking
yeah,
doing
right.
awesome. He's like coaching people through
Nice.
sobriety and fucking been like on the news and all kinds of shit.
Love to talk to that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we'll have him on, but just don't become the insufferable sober guy.
I'm already the insufferable drunk guy, so I mean,
You're just insufferable.
it's the opposite direction.
All right, we'll stay the same same intensity of insufferable, and I think things will be fine.
All right, fair enough.
Don't
Like-
push your agenda on other people, he said while wearing a communist garb.
Do you ever try to? You get locked into political bar conversations?
Oh, I get people. I've gotten shit for being a communist a lot.
Yeah.
People will it just happened recently. I was at the hub and mentioned, and I don't even think I mentioned that I was a communist, but I was at the hub and I was wearing. All right, this is gonna sound weird, but I was wearing a different communist hockey jersey.
One of many.
John, you're already one of my most favorite people, dude.
That statement alone. Hold on, let's all just enjoy that statement for a second. I was wearing a different communist hockey jersey.
I like it. I like the hockey jersey. Anyway,
Yeah, I like communism and I like hockey.
Anyway, this guy stopped me, and as I just got off stage, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, good set," but he's like that's freaking me out, and I was like, "Well, I'm a communist, so." And he just, and you could see his just jaw drop. He didn't make the sound, but he just was like so stunned, and I just
The guy didn't come for 6 days.
You could
Yeah.
get a record scratch in the room.
Yeah, I know. He was just blown away by that.
Did you have a long conversation with him? or
No,
did you
I
get the
just
fuck
walked
from that
away.
guy?
I just walked away. Like I'm not dealing with his.
Have you ever had
Oh.
any like overly aggressive people?
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
America and democracy, dude,
Yeah.
all the way. I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, dude. I used to get in fights online because who doesn't?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
especially during the Trump years,
Yeah.
the first start of it, and it was just pointless. It was pointless. You're not changing. You're not even having a discussion anymore. You're just screaming into the Ethernet.
Yep.
Thank you. I just thought of that.
Props. Fuck both of y'all.
I
That's
thought
good.
he was doing. It was good. I was chewing. Sorry.
You can still laugh while chewing.
Ethernet. Yeah. Let's see what he's doing there.
Yeah, it was. It's all pointless. Just let him die.
No, yeah, I had
Wait,
to
if
stop. I had to stop like the online argument thing. When friends of mine would get into arguments with like religious people, they would start tagging me.
Oh Jesus!
Be like, "Hey,
That's-
explain to this motherfucker what he's saying wrong." And I'm like,
No.
"Hold on, I'm not
No.
on call right now." Like, but for a little while, I kept doing it. Like, oh, I need to. And I'm like, at one point, I realized like, I'm ice skating uphill. I may feel like I'm getting somewhere for a second, but you slide right back to
Yeah.
where you started from, and nothing changed. So anymore, I also don't consider an argument a fight because
No. Oh,
I
okay.
fight people.
Yeah.
So if you're like, oh, did you get in a fight over? No, I didn't hit anybody.
The fights end in catastrophic injuries for
It's
the other
just-
person.
Yeah.
This was,
It's like considering baseball a sport. There's no contact. It's not a sport.
Sometimes you get hurt.
Right. Well, you get hurt playing skee ball. That doesn't make it a fucking sport.
I like skee ball.
I'm just saying.
I
If
fucking love
is skee ball a
too.
clever euphemism for masturbation? Because I also love skee ball.
yeah, we
Yeah.
heard all about the wrench. Sometimes you get hurt.
Yeah.
But no,
Yes, indeed.
no, yeah, but the arguing thing, like, it took up such a crazy chunk for like
Yeah.
2 years. Where like I'm like, you know, when they start doing like top fan badges on fucking groups on Facebook.
Yeah, I remember. That.
Every fucking like atheist and like, you know what I mean? Like if you look over there, like I'm a ordained minister of the Church of Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Hell yeah, I remember that
everything, every fucking thing on Facebook I'm on, like science is somewhere in the fucking title. And so like my buddy Taylor would get into arguments with people and just tag me in it, and then I'm like writing these fucking 14 paragraph fucking responses where the 3 people who know me who would read them would be like, dude, that was fucking dope.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh yeah, I could have done a lot of other things than argue with this dude in fucking Oklahoma City about
Just have 3 dudes fucking knuckle bump you over text messages.
yeah, like, and then but I just spent fucking 2 hours writing this perfect response to nonsense some guy in Oklahoma City fucking commented on some post, and I'm like I gotta go to work. Like I haven't done shit for 2 hours. I'm at work. Like I gotta fucking rush to catch up now
You're like 5 steps away from Nirvana.
The last
Here's the thing. I'm about 4 surgeries away from Nirvana. I'm not gonna lie. It's been with
4 surgeries, 3 family deaths, 2 friend deaths, maybe another crippling
I feel like
accident.
I've earned my fucking.
and 1 bullet.
I've got my black belt on fucking deaths at this point.
Yeah.
You got notches on that motherfucker. There's
Yeah,
fucking
I got black
stripes
belts
and
with
shit.
fucking red stripes on it. Like, you know what I mean? Short of Holocaust survivor. I don't, like. At this point,
Does the death karate belts come in any other colors other than black? I feel like any other colors just. You imagine there's a fucking purple death belt. Like,
no, there's the red one. There's got to be a red one.
all right, a red one makes sense. A white one, sure. Purple. Hold on a second. Yellow. There's a yellow death belt.
He says purple like it's shit. I'm purple at jiu-jitsu. What?
You're a purple belt in jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
No, I'm a purple belt
What's up with
sucking
it?
cocks. You wanna
Prove it.
roll?
Prove it.
I mean, yes and no.
I'll roll your balls in my mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, really, that's
Got
my
it.
choice though, Cody.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, but he's gonna be into it.
Right.
Right. I'm just,
So I
like
think it's a
moan.
win-win.
I'm just saying, if I decide to fuck your face, it's really up to me.
Yeah, but I could pretend like it's my choice the whole time. Like, oh, I love this so much. I'm super
He's
into
just
it.
like, yeah, this is my idea. With tears like coming down his face. Just,
Yeah.
I
Mascara
definitely want
running.
this.
The mascara dripping onto the spikes on his vest. I earned these things on my bad old vest.
He writes a book after that, Tears of a Slayer Fan.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
dude. All right.
Tears of a Slayer fan.
That's
a good autobiography.
yeah, that's for real. I'd probably read that just on principle. So
Yeah,
yeah, you need to write titles for books, Luke.
Titles for books, titles for podcasts. I can do it all day, man.
Yeah, sure you can. Except you'll misspell
Do it all
everything
day.
and everything won't be capitalized and fucking it'll come out 3 days late. But yeah, you can do it.
What are you talking about, Willis?
What do you mean what am I talking about?
Are you talking about you? Getting
So,
the
says the
episodes
guy
so
who's
late
like,
3
"Hey,
days
make
late?"
sure we take a picture for the last 7 podcasts."
There's 2 other dudes that also forgot.
And we've taken. I don't give a shit if we take a picture.
No
or not.
pictures. All right, fair enough.
I hold no responsibility in that area, so I mean, I'll take the picture. I'll be like in it, but I'm not gonna be the one who's like, "Hey, we all have to take a picture so that we can whatever it is Cody's doing with that picture."
Masturbating to it later, but mostly making a Photoshop that nobody. It doesn't matter. That's what
For
I realized.
13 people.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, I don't know. We're at 53 minutes. He's got shit to do. Let's do the Patreon. You guys want to jump to the Patreon?
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's go.
This episode is all episodes. It's sponsored by the incredible, the talented, the amazing, the Long Dick Wizard, Anthony Tank Mansfield. Go and check his shit out at Kneel to No One, at Kneel to No One on Instagram. His website's kneeltoknoone.com. You can get his beer glassware. We've got a bunch of cool ass fucking designs on it. Custom artwork starting at $30 and going up from there, and t-shirts with cool designs on it. He's a fucking solid dude. Go and check his shit out.
We're also sponsored by Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. If you guys want the best top of the line heady glassware, go to Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop.
Did you time it for when there was pizza in my mouth? Nice.
Fucking go to Scarlet
Dedication in
Vape.
this show.
Go to Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop for all the best top of the line heady glassware. For your water pipes, for your Dead air is frick for that picture. But head to Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop for the best top of the line heady glass. You can't beat the shit at Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. I'm telling you. Any other smoke shop you go to, they're overselling you. The prices are the best at Scarlet, and they don't just have the best smokeware. They've got Delta 8. They've got Delta 8 cartridges. That shit'll get you a lit brew.
That shit'll get you real high.
It'll get you stony baloney, dude. Yeah, man. Totally get that Delta 8 stuff, man. Totally.
Eat twice as much.
And if you like Kratom and Kratom's your thing, yeah, go ahead and buy that. They've got loads of different Kratoms there.
They've got a Kratom spoon and a Kratom lighter that you can boil your Kratom up with. And
so, anyways,
Kratom syringe.
Head on over to Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop.
The finest black tar Kratom in the market.
Good Lord.
Stick into your arm.
Let them know you're a bastard and get 15% off your order. You can find them at 937 Mama Street, Newport, Kentucky, 41071, and 11424 Montgomery Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45249. God damn it. I'm so glad that's over. Lloyd was mouthing my mouth during that read, and it was fucking me up on a psychological level. Like I had no idea how to recover from my sentences after I realized he was doing that. I had no idea.
Also, go and check out Dark Mountain Cult. That's the old host of the podcast, the one that Lloyd replaced. Patrick Sada.
The one that quit on you.
Go and check out Dark Mountain Cult. You'll love his art. He does shit for tattoos, T-shirts, anything that you want. He did another podcast logo. It's almost like cheating on his old fucking podcast partners. Whatever. I'll let it slide, Patrick. He's fucking awesome. Check his shit out. Dark Mountain Cult on Instagram. Do we have any other shout-outs? Anything else? Anybody else?
Fuck you, we like the Bengals.
Yep. Yeah, fuck you,
Alex
like the
Schubert.
Bengals.
Yeah, I don't want Alex to stab me.
And go check out fucking John Holmes. Go to Chameleon on Thursdays, man. He's hosting an open mic, dude.
Find me everywhere at John Holmes Lives, because that's what I do, baby.
Yeah. All right, $5 for the Patreon, bitch. See you later.